Do you know sometimes we are in this room, yeah, and things happen before the actual official recording, and like guys are like, that's not going in there, but it's all good, man.
Pause.
We're definitely on site. The conversation. Well, what are you saying? You're saying pause?
Yeah.
Why pause? Why pause?
What you just said. You should have paused that. Crack on, my guy. Crack on,
why
my guy.
Why am I pausing? Why am I pausing?
That's not going in there. Pause. What I'm saying here, guys. What I'm saying, guys, listen.
Go on.
We are recording on a Thursday this week. So it is a bad hair day for me because Friday is the day that man goes to the barbershop and gets my trizzisms, yeah, and it's fresh for the weekend. Shouts out to everyone that follows me on the IG and saw a clip. I told you this already, but I'm actually going to start using TikTok, and I'm going to post a clip that I put on my TikTok, on my Instagram stories on TikTok of what happened in my barbershop. But listen, the I
don't need to pause today. What am I saying? You're not feeling yourself today. You're not feeling sexy. Is that what you're saying, Ills? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, listen, I'm just saying
you're looking at yourself in the mirror today, you're not feeling good?
No, but this is going to be on the internet forever, so I'm just addressing the fact that it's a bad hair day, but I'm owning it. Own it. You get me?
I can't go deeper on this. How could it be a bad hair day for you? Anyone who knows Illness from your social media or you've met him before, how could it be a bad hair day? Oh, do you mean the facial hair?
Exactamundo, you Pumplex.
Okay.
Do you remember them albums? Do you remember them albums? Pumplex and Dirkhead by JME. Man jumped out the chair.
I'll get the CD now.
Man said, I'll get the CD. Listen.
No, hold on. Anyone who's watching us right now.
If you're listening, it's mad.
Alphabetical order.
If you're listening,
you see what I'm saying?
Mad.
Alphabet. What about that?
Yeah.
What about that?
BBK. Listen, man. I think at this moment in time, we have to...
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. This is the Shut Your Mouth CD.
Okay. But I was talking
Respect the thing, bro.
I was talking about Pumplex, Dirkhead, and...
This came before then.
Obviously, Shut Your Mouth was the original. But I think at this moment in the podcast, it is a good time for us to send an honourable shout out and RIP, rest in peace, forever in our hearts, to the CD. Because it was an important part of all of our lives. And now, when is the last time you actually play the CD? Better question. Does your car have a CD player in it?
Allow it, man. If I get into a car and there's a CD player in there, I'm feeling some type of way.
Really?
You know what? You know the funniest thing? I never said it was a bad or a good way. I just want to put that on record. Now, do you know the baddest figures, yeah? The other day, I pulled up beside like a guy who was driving his van, yeah? And I saw bare CDs in a dash in it. I saw an actual CD player. And I actually couldn't see, but I tried to take a quick picture to see what his CD collection was. I don't even know why I was feeling like that. I don't want a CD player in my car. I don't want to play CDs. I don't want to put the CD in, take the CD out. I have to change the CD. I don't care if there's a CD changer. Respect you if you're doing that, but I just don't want that in my life.
I was bigging up CDs.
I'm good.
I was bigging up CDs, and now you've got to come with the I don't want that. Okay, listen. It's the conversation.
Times move on, Ills.
Times move on. The conversation is on site. What are you telling me, my guy?
SK Vibemaker DJ Illness in the building, again, man. We have a newer YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So do the thing, subscribe, like, comment, share, all of that stuff, man.
Hit the bell. How about that? Hit the notification bell. We're really doing this YouTube thing now, bro. You know what I mean?
You can ring my bell. You can ring my bell. Oh, I can't sing. Do you know that song?
Are you okay?
Do you know that song? I'm fine. Okay? Temperature's good.
Vibe check.
Temperature's
good. Let me
good.
vibe check the Vibemaker. What are you saying to me today? We are nearly in the middle of June.
Do you know that song? Ring my bell. Do you know it?
Don't even disrespect me. Of course. So I'm just moving on. Do you get what I'm saying? We are in the middle of June, the middle of the year. It's 2024. We are outside and projects be dropping. It's been a long time, bro, since we've actually reviewed some projects. We missed a lot of good projects. We got consumed almost by the consistent different beefs that have been going on, but we are back. What project am I talking about, my bro? What project am I
talking about? K-Trap. We're talking about K-Trap. The project is called Smile.
And we've been smiling since we started recording.
It's good to smile. Okay. It's good to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Good music is on deck. I'm happy that K-Trap has come out and released this is his debut album. Okay. I mean, people know about the mixtapes and all of that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? He's had Street Side Effects. He's had, what else has he had? He's had the mixtape series. He's been outside, man. I mean, the discography for like K-Trap is thick. You know what I'm saying? It's a deep discography, and he's definitely he's got some hits, he's got some heaters in there, man. But you know, time for debut album, Smile, put your chest out and say, yeah, this is my body of work. And it's here, man. Have you played it much?
Absolutely, I've played it. Of course, come on, man. Listen, if K-Trap drops a single and you are relevant in clubland, you have to listen to it. When he drops an album, yeah, you need to take time out for that, bro. Like, I think he is commanding that level of respect from anybody that is into the music. Like, not even just anyone's into music, from people general. I think he has done a lot over the past. When did you first come into contact with Trapo?
I think Last Whip 1. You know what I'm saying? Last Whip, there's Last Whip 1, there's Last Whip 2, there's Strength on Strength, the project with Heady 1, there's Trapo, Street Side Effects I spent a lot of time with. I think Trapo is the project that I spent the most time with, man. But
I know you are the project encyclopedia, so I just need you to remind me which one the yellow CD was.
Street Side Effects is the yellow CD. Yeah,
that's when I joined.
That's when I joined. 20 times.
Okay, we don't need to. We don't need all the information. I just needed the name of the CD. So, all right, cool.
What are you saying? That's where you entered the K. That's when you jumped on the K-Trap roller coaster. Yeah.
I like the way you punctuated that, because you made sure it was an unpausable thing. I respect that, my guy. I respect that. But yeah, no. I started rocking with K-Trap's music from Last Whip 1. Do you get what I'm saying? So listen, you know how we do it here on ONSITE, man. Before we get into the deep dive of the album, we just got to hit him with the hot takes, man. So I'ma just ask you if I can get my camera ready. Hot takes. Production.
So we're about to break down this Smile project, which is obviously the debut project from Heady 1. I want to say, like, my favorite production on it. Like, there's a lot of good production on this project.
Favorite production,
old school era. My favorite production on some Gambino gangster-ish. You know what I'm saying? What's yours?
Mine was actually Mobsters. Mobsters featuring Blade Brown. Featuring Blade Brown, produced by X10 and M1 on the beat. And if I'm just real with you, that track, I believe I heard it before the project dropped, but even just from the beat comes in, like, it made me feel some type of way. So that was my favorite production. Do you understand what I'm saying? Lyric. Can I go first, please?
Go for it.
K-Trap said, yeah, on track 1, obviously he's got the intro to the album, but on track 1, he said, how you got a go yard with no yard to go to? And I'm telling you now, obviously K-Trap is, you know what I'm saying, he's a street rapper, he talks his stuff, but that made me laugh and and then it made me spit my drink out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that one killed me. So there's a lot of deeper lines, but I like that one from him because you don't necessarily expect that line from him. That's why that was my favorite line.
My lyric is one that sticks out is touch that mash and put on the PPE. He said that on TBC. Anyone who knows about the PPE is the overalls that people was putting on during a pandemic. So my man saying when he touches the mash, you got to put on that PPE. And I just thought, I don't know, man, that was hilarious for me in a sinister way because nobody wants to see that in real life.
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear that. What is wrong with this? You're really smiling for this Smile project. Do you get what I'm saying? So replay value. Let's go. Replay value.
There is good replay value on this, man. Okay. There's a lot of replay on this, man. Like, both like lyrically, conceptually, vibe, you know what I'm saying? There's dynamics. So I feel like there's good replay value. So you feel in the same type of way, right? Same.
It's good replay value. And then describe the project in a word or phrase. I don't know if this is a par, bro, but this is what I've got. Growth. I don't know if that...
Mine ain't a one word.
I don't know if that's disrespectful.
Mine ain't a one word, though.
I don't know if that's disrespectful, but that's it. And I'll elaborate on that in a minute. What's yours?
Nah, it's not a par. Okay. Like, you're saying growth. Like, some artists get stagnant in it. So, like, Trap is definitely quite a significant amount of years into his, like, life career as an artist. And he's still growing. Yeah, so that's positive, man. Mine is smiling at the progression.
Okay, so
Like, so
we're on the same wave.
man.
We're on the same wave. We're on the same wave.
You know what I'm saying?
We're on the same wave. So that's the hot takes. All right, my guy. So let's really actually break down this album now, bro, because the hot takes are supposed to be shorter than that, but we just can't seem to help ourselves. So
when it comes to this project, like there was anticipation for this project, man. Hailing from Gypsy Hill, you know what I'm saying? South London, Croydon, about them sides there. This is his debut project. Trapo, K-Trap has been consistent for the last few years. And yeah, man, like he's released this project. He's had like a major label deal. He's gone independent for his last few projects, and he's definitely still keeping it independent with distribution for this project Smile. And yeah, I feel like there was anticipation. He's the poster boy of UK drill and one of the poster boys of UK rap, man. How did you feel about it? Was you anticipating this project?
Highly. I mean, listen, especially we put it in one of the social media clips, and I don't know if it was understood the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to hark back to something that I said the last time we recorded, and I said that I believe that the album is dead. I actually said the album is dead. That doesn't mean I don't enjoy albums. I think I need to say that, but I feel like as I said in the last podcast, if you haven't seen it, hark back, but I just feel like the album is dead. But I still get excited for artists that I subscribe to. I get excited for their album because, you know, when you use the term album, you expect something more than you would have got from a mixtape or an EP or whatever other project. So K-Trap's got so much music that we've had access to for a long period of time. And he says at this point in 2024, having been around for years, my debut album. So for me, I'm like, okay, he said it now, he's going there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the anticipation at the moment that happens is high. And I have to be real. Like, I have to be real. This is definitely his most complete body of work. Like, I use the term growth because he's definitely done more on this project than he's done in terms of sonically, the you know what I'm saying? Not just the music, like the topics. There's a lot of introspection. Obviously, he's been doing interviews over years and he's actually been talking about it. He's actually been talking about himself smiling. Talking about himself smiling, and I like the fact that he named the album Smile because he's feeding into that, and it's all about him obviously growing as an artist but also as a human being, because I feel like as consumers of music we expect the artist and the human being to be the same thing, and as we can see, not to turn this into a heinous thing, but as we can see with things that are happening with certain artists and their careers all over the place, the two are not the same. Do you understand what I'm saying? We just seen a man that's screaming love, 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 and he's really a sinister human being. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's just an example. But I feel
he's
like
a bad boy.
Okay, it is what it is. But I'm just saying. So I felt like with this project, I have to hail him up from that. But what I want to say is I need more time with this album. And the reason why I need more time with this album is because even though I will say that this is a more complete project than any of the other projects that I've heard from K-Trap, I don't know if this project blows away the other projects that he's done, because K-Trap has been going insane in this music industry for time. He's got smashes, and it's like you expect the album to delete all of the other work, but I don't think I can't speak on if that does that now. I think I need a little bit more time, because obviously there's a lot of sentimentality that I hold on to with other records and stuff. And it's like, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like he made it hard for himself to do that with his album. And if I'm going to say one thing negative about the album, I will say that there are a few records that I just needed another verse, bro. Like the Shana Bass record, I needed another verse. Like I actually needed another verse. I was like, what do you mean?
That was one of the introspective songs towards the end.
What? No, was it? Was it? I don't know. It was early. It was
it's towards the end.
Okay, cool. The Shana Bass record, I needed more. And what's the second track? It was going to be my other production, TBC, I think. No, not TBC. Just title track, Smile. The title track, Smile, ended too soon. Like me being me, I would love to see him do a remix of Smile. And I feel like whoever he puts on the remix, I need Nems on the lineup. Like, I feel like that that would, I mean, that song's doing what it's doing anyway. But yeah, so that's me. What are you telling me, bro? I went on a bit there.
Sorry, I just need to put on record. The track with Shana Bass is called Next to You, and it's actually track 9 on the project. So it's around the middle. Smile by K-Trap debut album. I want to say that I enjoyed this project, and the irony in it being called Smile is the fact that there was a time when you couldn't even see Trap's face. Do you know what I'm saying? He took off the mask a few years ago, but in the earlier part of his career, just like Ghostface Killer, if you know Ghostface Killer, K-Trap wore a mask. No one knew what he looked like. Then he took the mask off, but he's definitely been quite a serious guy. And he's spoken about in interviews recently, like you just said, Illness, that he started to smile. And now this project's called Smile, and he's showing dynamics. As much as I like the project, K-Trap has projects like Trapo and Street Side Effects. Trapo is one of my favorite K-Trap projects, and that could have been an album. This is his album. I respect the dynamics. There was a few songs on the project that I didn't need, if I'm honest, but that's what it's like when it comes to an album. Certain artists can't put out an album, can't do albums, shall I say, but that is not necessarily a negative thing, and I'm not aiming at K-Trap as well. Some artists are single artists and they put those singles and those bangers onto their album, but you see that the album doesn't have like a journey or a synergy. This project, this debut album from K-Trap called Smile, has a synergy. There's a journey through the project. There's even narration on the project, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like to see where K-Trap has come from as well, the growth, and we're at this point with the debut album, I think it's a beautiful thing, man. There's a good amount of replay value in this project. I expect K-Trap to go on and do bigger and better things than this project. I would have liked to have seen him rap like on a like sort of 100 BPM, like a slower BPM, but you know that he's in his bag when he's on like the double time, the UK Jaw production. But I would have liked to have seen him do like 100 BPM thing as well. Like he's got the song with Blade Brown Mobsters, which is a bit of a slower song, but I would have liked more of that vibe. Do you know what I'm saying?
I was about to pull you back. I was about to remind you of that record. I'm glad you've corrected yourself. Good.
Yeah, we can't have everything, man. And I feel like K-Trap has served his base, and I feel like he's served the project that is going to entice in some newer fans. And I feel like this is just the start of him developing and progressing. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right, so something that you said I need to go back to. You said there are certain artists. I mean, are we concluded on this K-Trap project? Because there's something I want to touch on that you said you just mentioned.
So the two introspective songs towards the end of the project that I didn't love was Different and Let's Run Away. And I respect him flipping the dynamics and showing another side, but I didn't love those songs. Features obviously that he's got on the project, he's got DBE, he's got Blade Brown, he's got Shana Bass, he's even got Angel
and Hailey
on the project as well. And Hailey, but is it Hailey from Western though? I don't think it's not the same Hailey. It's not the same Hailey, man.
Might be Hailey then.
What's the standout tracks for you on the project, man?
Okay, so I really enjoyed Smile. I really enjoyed Mobsters. I really enjoyed oh my word, I'm trying to bloody remember the 3-letter song, TBC.
TBC, that's where my quotable came from, man.
TBC's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
TBC's crazy.
TBC got a request. I was spinning, I got a request for that, man.
Yeah, no.
So people are tapped in.
I think TBC is going to be one of the ones that last a long time in the club. I think that's going to be one of the ones that last a long time in the club. There are a few more, but at the moment, as I said, I need more time with this album. But at the moment, those are the 3 records that I'm like, yeah. And as I said before, the Shana Bass record, I can't remember the name of it. Powerful, man. That's powerful. That is a powerful song.
Whistle's going off as well. People are starting to, request that. And I feel like obviously that's got like a little vibe with it with a whistle. Thing For You is a song that stood out for me where he's kind of comparing his street life to his elevation in music. I thought like that was, it was a good thing, man. The verdict for me on this project, man, is a good debut project from K-Trap and a solid piece of work in his discography, man.
Do you know what's
Onwards
mad?
And upwards.
Do you know what's mad? Whistle's the song I'm talking about. The one I said I wanted the remix with Nems in it. I called it Smile. I've gone mad. Correction. Whistle. Whistle's the record. Whistle's going mad. Sorry. So yeah, for me, I think this is a very good project, and I think as a fan of K-Trap's music, like I think I put certain expectations on him when he said the term album. So that's me battling with myself. This is a very good album. I think if you met K-Trap at this album, you'll understand why he's held and respected within the UK music culture the way he is, just from this. then you'll go back, find more, and then you'll be like, okay. So yeah, justified. But if I can just...
And I want to give him kudos. I want to give him kudos as well, man. I know you don't really subscribe to this thing, but he's doing his thing independently, and he's doing it by his own way, his own rules. He's doing it how he wants to do it. So I respect that as well, man.
You're just opening up Pandora's box. So there's two things that I want to talk about. We'll talk about this independent thing. I do not respect people that are independent. That is a complete misconception. I'm at the stage where I
never said that though.
Okay. So let me explain.
I never said that you said that.
I want to clarify what my thoughts on artists being independent.
You're like the music's the music, regardless of
no. In the business, we handle the business. In the music, we address the music. So when I talk about albums, I don't care about the business. I'm talking about the album from a consumer. Obviously, I'm a DJ, so I wear a few hats when I'm talking about the music. I don't care how you gave me this project. I genuinely don't care how you gave me this project, because I'm not necessarily watching your project. I mean, watching your pocket when the sound is coming through the speaker. Do you understand what I'm saying? I really enjoy, obviously, I'm not necessarily a producer myself, but I really enjoy the creative process in music. Do you understand what I'm saying? The business aspect, like, I think that each artist in the business has different needs. So when you are where K-Trap is, I think being signed to a major label is negative. You don't need them. You have a fan base, you have a core that will feed what you're doing. Your elevation and stuff and the partnerships that you can make with brands and this, what do you need a major label for? You can do it yourself because you've done enough. If you are a new artist, it's like, let's put careers on a scale of 1 to 100. You see, from 0 to 20, you need as much help as you can get. So if that means going and taking money from a record label, you need to do that. When you get to 20 to 30, you got to think about it. Anywhere between 30 and upwards, yeah, you need to be thinking of yourself as an entity instead of an artist. And if you take the money from the major label, you can do that. Drake is one of the biggest artists in music, and he's, trying to stunt on people the fact that he got the record deal the size that he got. That's his choice. Do you understand what I'm saying?
AKA, man is saying the rap game is like the sex game, man. I'm not even co-signing any of that, but you're saying that you pimp the thing, you pimp the label, basically.
Absolutely.
Respectfully, though.
Absolutely.
Pimp the label.
No, there's no respect, because you see, when they're done with you, they don't respect you. And you don't need to take that from me. You can go back to every single interview of every single artist in rap from its inception and see what happens to them after they get dropped. So this is not a DJ Illness opinion. This has been highly documented for a long period of time. So that's just me clearing up my take on major versus independent. It's a needs must situation, individual to each artist and where they are and what they are trying to achieve. Cleared up.
That's what it is.
What
man.
I want to go
the
back
conversations
to
on site, man. I feel like, what, you got something else to say?
I'm going back.
Go for it.
I want to go back to
talk your ish. Right. Talk your ish, man.
No, it's not even too much. I want to go back to something that you said, and I want you to expand on what you said about artists being single artists and artists being album artists. And I want to know, is there a different level of respect given the fact that today we are in the fast food generation?
Listen, we are in a fast food generation right now. As you can see, man, anyone that's watching visually right now, I respect whether you listen or whether you watch or you do both. You can see that I have a CD collection up there. Those CDs don't get played. There was a time when those CDs did get played. And I feel like when we was in the CD time, I feel like there was a different kind of, things were getting... CDs was a thing. Physical CDs was a thing. It's lesser so nowadays when it comes to the album. We're in the fast food generation. We're about the singles. We're about the numbers. Whether artists want to admit it or not, people looking at those numbers, they've got an eye on those numbers. Your manager, your label, your PR, the brand is talking to you and quantifying your worth by numbers. Sorry, it's the harsh reality. So when it comes to those numbers, people are adding up those numbers, individual songs and playlists. Do you know what I mean? The album's all good, but sometimes the album becomes a playlist of just those songs with big numbers anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if artists are sitting down like thinking about a conceptual album these days with a journey going all the way through. That's why when you hear those type of albums, it's refreshing. But a lot of albums nowadays seem like a composition, a collection of songs just slammed together. And I feel like there's a generation of listeners or fans of music that do not care about a conceptual album. They want the bangers. They want the bangers. They want the feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how it goes. So there are artists that do maybe risk it and put together a composition of songs with a journey. And when you hear the whole album, you understand the bigger picture. When you hear the individual songs, maybe you don't understand the picture as much. And then there are artists that just make those individual bangers and slam it together as an album, and it works for them. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we're in the music business.
Okay,
and yes, there is a lot of business involved.
That was a nice explanation of what's going on. But the question,
do I care?
Yes, that's my question.
Do I care about the album as much these days?
Where do you put the respect on the artists that can A, album and B, single, given the landscape right now, is the question.
Illness, as much as we want to like respect the album, I do like a good old album, but how long am I going to listen to it? We are in the business of, we're DJs, man. So we are looking for them bangers.
Don't we? You.
All right. I love an album and I listen to albums. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But we are looking for the bangers, man. We're looking for the bangers for me to play on radio, the bangers, like maybe not so much for radio, but when it comes to when we're outside DJing in the public settings, whether it be a club, branding, we're looking for the bangers. And the people that come in to watch you want the bangers too. So yes, I am more sided in that. I make a lot of playlists myself, man. I make playlists. I listen to playlists more. My playlist that has all of my new music that I put in there, or my playlist of like certain moods and
You're not answering the question, bro. You're not answering the question.
I don't, like a lot of people, I don't listen to that album as much as I used to. And I'm aware of that. I still like an album, but I don't listen to an album as much. But I am very conscious of making an actual avid, what would I call it? I know that I need to go back to projects. So whereas I feel like maybe some people listen to the album in the first 2 weeks, decide the songs that they like, and then park off the album, I go back to the album and listen to it. And it depends what you're doing, man. If you're a driver, you might drive around listening to albums. If you're in the gym, you know what I'm saying, you might be in the gym listening to albums. So that's the time when I feel like I listen to albums.
Okay. I still don't feel like you answer my question, but I'm going to give you my opinion on.
I listen to albums less these days, man. Bro, I listen to them less. I care a lot less about them.
I asked you about
that's the answer.
I asked you about the respect you put on artists that can facilitate singles versus the respect that you put on artists that facilitate albums. Now, 2 albums. Obviously, we've just reviewed K-Trap Smile, serious album, good journey. Do you understand what I'm saying? Growth. He's showing maturity in his music, coming from the gulliest of street music to now being a credible musician. Yeah, not just rapper, musician. I'm saying that. Yeah. Another album that came out this year that I feel like just cannot go without mention when we're talking about theme, we're talking about concept, we're talking about a journey from the UK is Get's album, On Purpose with Purpose. As far as I'm concerned, in terms of structuring an album, that was flawless. Like flawless. Whether you're into Gets, whether you think Gets is the best or not, whatever, that's you. I'm telling you that the construction of that album is flawless. And I think that when I look at the landscape of music now, you've just given a clear account of how your relationship with the music is. I have a similar but different relationship. I do a lot of driving. So when you do a lot of driving, you can choose to go back to projects and you can choose to. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I feel like in the past, an artist that comes to mind, sorry to keep doing this history lesson for the younger viewers, but hear me out. In the past, I remember Tayo Cruz was able to sell singles by like anything, like Breathing. It was just so easy, but he couldn't sell an album. And I believe he was somewhat criticized for that. But in today's market, I respect the artists the same. Because I think cutting through the noise and the amount of people that are actually making music and are able to get the music out at quite a high standard makes it very, very difficult for you to cut through the noise and actually get somewhere with your single. So I think that's now actually needs to be a respected art form. Even though I will always personally rank the artists that can make an album conceptually and, you know, put a journey in there higher than the single artists. I will do that personally myself. I think the days of belittling people that can only sell singles is over. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's just the point I wanted to make. And I want to talk about a single.
Yeah. Let me talk. Let me talk on that there. The days of belittling artists that can only make singles and not really make the albums in the old school fashion. Yes, that's something that even a newer generation does not even acknowledge. They just looking at the playlist that they put together from their favorite artists rather than the actual album. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of fans nowadays, they will like an artist a lot, but when the album comes out, they don't even care because they got their playlist from the artist. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say that talking about that Gets project as well, On Purpose with Purpose, great project, released in February of 2024. And I just feel like an artist like Gets might even just turn around saying, I don't want to put words into Gets' mouth, but I've made this sick conceptual project, but people don't really respect it or acknowledge it like that. So will I continue to put my blood and guts into a project like this? Other projects, J. Cole might delete later. Strands, No Time, Joyner Lucas's album, Potter Papers project. There have been all great projects this year. How much time are people spending with those albums? They're just not doing it like yesteryear. It's just the nature of how we are as people, as humans, as music consumers. That's just the way it is.
Okay, this debate will be continued. I don't think, respect to Strands, but that was an EP, so you got to take that one out of there. You got to take that one out.
I said projects.
Okay. But I'm talking about conceptual albums, or maybe that I'm misreading what you're saying.